And good Thursday morning. Welcome to episode 51 of the Inside Drive podcast. Back-to-back weeks have Jay Hendley and David Hayes in the studio with us, but excited to have Coach Thomas Guidas on for the first time here on the Inside Drive podcast. He's the varsity and middle school head basketball coach for Covenant Christian. Before we dive into some fun conversation today, I encourage you guys to share our Facebook live feed as well, if you would. David Hayes, I know you already have, so thank you.
You're most welcome, gracious host.
You don't have to lean into
I know,
the mic.
I'm sorry.
I know, it's a habit. It's a habit. It took 3 weeks for Jay to break that habit.
Everett's going to get rocks from now on and just start tossing them at me.
He's like a mule. He's tough to break. But first, I want to talk about the official juice of the Inside Drive podcast. As y'all know, that is Juice and Sunsets. Jay, this probably goes right to you. Most people aren't getting the vitamins and nutrients their bodies truly need from everyday foods alone. Busy schedules, processed meals, and depleted soil make it harder than ever to fuel our bodies properly. When your body is undernourished, it can't perform at its best. Energy drops, immunity weakens, inflammation creeps in. These fresh, nutrient-dense juices are simple, powerful ways to bridge that gap. They deliver essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants in a form that your body can easily absorb, helping you feel better, think clearer, and make healthier choices one sip at a time. Visit Juice and Sunsets on Facebook to learn more, or head over to juiceandsunsets.com to place your order for pickup or delivery. Juice and Sunsets, keeping the panhandle healthy one bottle at a time. And of course, Golf Plus, looking to elevate your golf game with custom-fitted clubs and pro-level gear. Does it need to be dusted?
I don't know what that is. I was like,
all right, you read Golf Plus now.
Say what?
Just read Golf Plus's ad.
Looking to elevate your golf game with custom-fitted clubs and pro-level gear, step into Golf Plus, a golf retail and fitting destination with roots stretching back to its founding in Dothan, Alabama in 1988. At Golf Plus, the focus is simple. Get you fitted right. They use industry-leading technology like the Foresight Game Changer 2 launch monitor in not one but two simulators and advancing shaft matching systems to dial in the perfect club for your swing, whether it's for a full new set or just a retrofit of your current clubs. But it's more than just clubs. Golf Plus is a full-service shop. From expert grip work and loft and lie adjustments to quality repairs, a curated selection of top brands, you'll find everything you need to play your best. And now with its renovated shops in Panama City Beach, golfers visiting the Gulf Coast can enjoy a premium fitting experience and apparel selection right by the sandy beaches. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned player, Ryan, this is a lot.
Well, you distracted me, so guess what? You had to read it.
You put me in timeout.
I punished you for not being there when the ads were going on.
Golf Plus delivers personalized service, cutting-edge technology, and gear you can trust. Book your custom fitting or stop by today because the right equipment can make all the difference out on the golf course.
Located at the shops of Edgewater next to Firefly, you can give them a call at 850-249-2726 or visit them online at golfplusretail.com. Before we get to Jay's inflatable fairways, I do want to talk about one of our newest sponsors. That is the Back 9 Panama City Beach. If you love golf, this place is unreal. They've got state-of-the-art indoor golf simulators where you can play some of the most iconic courses in the world and get real data on your swing. The best part, they're open 24 hours, 7 days a week, so you can grind on your game anytime you want. Even better, check out their memberships, unlimited tee times, 24-hour access, bring your buddies, plus discounts on merchandise events. Founding memberships are currently on sale, which include lifetime discounts. Rain or shine, day or night, the Back 9 is the spot to play. Go find the Back 9 PCB on Facebook or head to theback9golf.com/Panama City Beach and book your bay today. Soft opening scheduled for April 6th. I think the full opening is sometime in May. They are located in the Magnolia Plaza off of Navy Boulevard next to Publix. Join now and be a part of the new way to play golf. And Jay, remind everybody what you've got going on. Seems to be kind of the theme with these simulators, inflatable fairways, which also include a simulator. Golf is kind of moving more to that digital side of things, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, Back 9's got the three. It should have 3 bays.
Don't lie to our people about our new sponsor.
Well, there should be 3 bays.
That's like Jay, 3 bays.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
3 bay Jay.
3 bay Jay, hey baby.
But the inflatable fairway, all I've got is 1 bay, and it's.
But it can go anywhere.
But it can go anywhere.
So you're practicing monogamy now. That's good to hear.
Yeah. We can go anywhere you want to go. So
anywhere.
We'll be in Georgia next Saturday.
And how can people find out about the inflatable fairways and where you're going to be next?
Golfwithjay.com.
.com.
.com.
Yeah, that is the best website tagline I'm just waiting for a new shirt. Best stole my old one.
I'll get you one.
Thank you. Does it say golfwithj.com on it?
Yep.
What was the line on it? See you in the
Keep it in the
keep
fairway.
it in the fairway. See you on the next tee. I knew you.
I like
would
how
remember.
we know his slogan better than he was thinking about it, scratching his head a little bit.
It had to roll around a little
It's
bit
been a
there.
couple years since
Jay's
I did
just
that one.
picnicking over there right
Yep,
now.
absolutely. Do want to mention our American Charlie's Athlete of the Week. And as I always mention, American Charlie's is your favorite American restaurant, again, located over there in the shops of Edgewater, conveniently located next to Rocket Lanes and Firefly. They do a $50 gift card per week for our Athletes of the Week. They've got great daily specials, private rooms available for parties, 15 TVs for all your sporting events, military and first responder discounts dailies, all your American favorites, fried chicken, pot roast, wings, burgers, shrimp, all those American classic dishes. As I said on Tuesday, we went there last Friday night after the Arnold Mosley girls flag football game, and I tried something new. It's the tuna nachos. They were fantastic.
doggy.
All the chips were like wonton chips. It was really, really good. I mean, I guess that's not an American favorite, but it's a local favorite. So DoorDash is also now available to get your American favorites right to your door. Daily happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. in conjunction with the Early Eagle menu featuring $14 entrees with 2 sides. And now it's time to get to our guest of honor today. Like I said, he is the varsity and middle school boys head coach at Covenant Christian. Thomas, how you doing today?
I'm well. Thanks for having me.
Of course, I'm glad you could come on. I do want to start, with some questions about and if you guys got anything, just feel free to chime in. How did you become the boys coach on both varsity and middle school at Covenant Christian?
Well, my coaching journey started as soon as I got out of playing basketball in college and jumped right into it and just really enjoyed the game. And my dad was a coach, so just, being a part of the game, not being able to play anymore, but to still be a part of it and coach kids and give back so freely to me. So obviously started out with softball because I had 5 daughters and 2 sons. So my daughters were the oldest, so we went coaching softball and did a lot of the travel ball world. And then I was blessed enough to coach Bay High for a year. And we had a fun season, learned a lot. But then Steve Dubriel, which was my old high school basketball coach, approached me about coaching at Bozeman basketball, which is my passion. And basketball is my passion. Plus, my girls are kind of getting old enough to graduate. And so they were off playing college ball. And so I took the job to coach JV basketball at Bozeman and under Matt Granville. And that was the year that they did very well. I think they went to regionals that year and had a very successful season. And my son goes to Covenant, and so I was approached by Covenant to ask if I wanted to take over their program. They hadn't had a program in about 15 years.
Which is about when I graduated from Covenant, by the way.
You ruined it for everybody.
Pretty much.
They were so good they had to retire.
They wanted to stop beating everybody.
So they had a JV program, but they just said, hey, we kind of want to rebuild this thing. So I got the opportunity to coach the high school program last year, and it was a struggle. We don't have that many boys in the whole entire school, and so we put out there who we could, and we won 4 games last year, but we had to run a clock on us pretty much every game that we lost. It was just tough.
It's the beginning. You got to kind of start over, so to speak. So you got to go kind of through that until you hopefully get to the top of that mountain as time goes on.
Right, and we're such a small school that, and even in the Christian Conference, you're allowed to use 6th through 12th grade for your varsity. So, which we would prefer to have a JV team, but we really didn't have enough players to do it. So, after this year they said, hey, we want to get into the Bay District school system for middle school. And I said, well, I'll coach that basketball team too. So, our varsity did a little bit better this year. We won 6 games, and half the games we weren't having to run a clock. We were competitive, giving teams tough games, and so we finished the season, I think, 6-12, and not a bad season, but not where we want to be. But we are still very young. We had 10 boys in our entire high school, and only 4 tried out. So we ended up getting 3 homeschool kids, and then we picked up 6 middle school players.
Gotcha.
So our varsity team consisted of
It's basically a middle school team.
right. We had 1 senior, 1 junior, 1 sophomore, 2 freshmen, and then the rest were 6th and 7th grade. So we're pretty.
Well, I mean, that's pretty
young.
impressive too, given the pool of people you have to choose from for basketball. So kudos to a great job.
Thank
I mean,
you.
6 wings is pretty fantastic.
Thank you.
I want to talk about your son, obviously, who is a really, really good basketball player, apparently takes after his dad. And I've seen that firsthand when you guys played UA. He dropped like 100 threes in that game, it felt like. How hard does he work outside of your coaching, and how fun is it being his dad and seeing him so successful? Obviously, you've had a lot of other successful kids as well, but specifically Tristan.
Well, it's I really enjoy it because the kid works hard.
Yeah.
He does. He reminds me a lot of the relationship my father and I had. My dad would rebound for me anytime I wanted to. Just, Dad, let's go. And it didn't matter how tired my father was. He was there and showed up every time and rebounded thousands of shots for me. And Tristan's the same way. We have a big game today against Rutherford for the playoff game. And 9:30 last night, he's like, Dad, I'm done with my homework. Can we go shoot for 30 minutes? And I said, yes, sir, let's go.
It's the drive you need to be successful.
Right. So we went to the gym from 9:30 to 10 o'clock last night and got up about 250 shots. And he's prepared, he's ready, and he puts in the work. He's gonna kill me for saying this. He's 4'11". He's like, Dad, I'm 5 feet with my shoes on. So tell him I'm 5 foot.
Sorry, I was 5'11". I always told people I was 6 foot. So.
Right, but he's he's in 7th grade and he's averaging 21 points a game and 4 assists a game.
Pretty impressive.
So he's an all-around player. He plays hard. He's undersized, but he has the heart of a lion, and he plays bigger than what he really is on a court. Very good basketball player, high IQ. I think the future is very bright for him because of his work ethic.
Yep.
We
we always talk about, if you're willing to put in the work, you'll outshine talent all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Because talent that doesn't work will fail. It's not talent, but good players that want to put that work in will outshine that. I was saying, as coaching, I'd rather have a kid that works hard than be extremely talented. So kudos to Tristan.
Agree 100%.
And another quick highlight, I saw you post about this. There was an amazing 15-minute stretch in a game where he scored 24 points, had 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Tell everybody a little bit about that.
Well, we played Bozeman, and and I understood the competition, and I wanted to let my second string, play a lot of the minutes. So I let them play the entire first quarter. And so they were down 6-0, and then we put in our starters for the second quarter, and he played about two and a half quarters in that game, and almost kind of like a Klay Thompson type deal. He had 24 points on about 6 dribbles. He coming off screens. We run a lot of actions, and people are chasing him a lot, and a lot of people are face guarding him, but we run a lot of screens, a lot of actions for him to come off of. And he can catch and shoot. That boy can flat out.
Yep.
Yeah, he can shoot. So
I love that video that you did of like him when he was younger, just working on it, and then how it merged into practice will make perfect.
That was the game winner. So that was the game winning shot against Mowat. We were down 17 with 3:40 left. And it looked like Mo was going to take it. I mean, they're bigger, they're better than us probably. I mean, they're size-wise, they're coached well. Tony Mixon's a good coach. And so we were down 17 with 3:40 left, and one of their players came by the bench and kind of said some things to our team. And so I just called a timeout. I was like, did y'all hear what he just said? They're like, yes, sir. I said, well, are y'all? And they're like, no, sir, we're not. And so they came out there, and they really got after it for the next 3:40, and we went on a 21-1 run to end the game. And that corner shot it's funny because Facebook memories. I love Facebook memories. It was right after the storm. And he was like, Dad, I don't want to play baseball anymore, which broke my heart. But so I was like, all right, so let's work. So it was pump fake in the corner, 1 dribble right, pull up. And that's the play we ran for him in that Mowat game. It was tied 48-48, and we ran the play for him. He did the pump fake, got jump, 1 hard dribble, fade away, hit the 3, and that was his 24th point of the game. So it was a pretty fun game. Mowat's only had 1 loss this year, and it was us. And I'm not saying we're better than Mowat at all. I'm just saying we're capable of beating anybody in the county because we can shoot the ball so well. Now, we are undersized. Our center is 5'8". And everybody we play has at least 2 or 3 guys that are 6'2" and 6'3".
This is middle school basketball?
Middle school basketball.
6'2". What are we doing?
That's like 12U 7-on-7. You got kids out there 4 or 5 inches higher than me.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, that's why I had to quit coaching, Ryan. I never told you this, but when I started looking up to the kids, I was like, no, I'm done with it.
I can't do this anymore. I love the response to the trash talk by the Mowat kid. And that's why you should never say anything until that clock is over. Because the last thing you want to do is give kids motivation to come back and beat you.
Who was the Mowat kid? No, I'm just
kidding.
Blast him!
You're absolutely right. And that's why I tell my kids, I don't like the antics. I don't like the ice water in my veins, the sharks on your head, the hitting your head 3 times. Like, listen,
do the seatbelt in basketball?
I mean, you're supposed to score. I mean, that's what the game's entailed to do. So if you're excited about hitting a 3-pointer, then, I mean,
you're excited about doing your job.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do. So just play the game till the end, and then just show your character, and be a good sportsmanship. And we really take pride in how we do that. Some of the officials may not think I have the best sportsmanship, but we treat other teams well. We don't talk trash. We just play the game of basketball. And
you let your trash talking.
The scoreboard.
Yeah, that's what I always tell kids is don't get wrapped up in that BS. Like, do all your stuff on that scoreboard.
You've pointed at the scoreboard once or twice, I think.
I mean, I get caught up in the passion
emotions
too.
will get coached. That's why it was
Just
so
like he
nice.
said, the coaching is different than playing.
Yeah, we were a nice counterbalance. I loved the fact that he was able to get fiery because I would just sit back and be like, all right, let's calm down, Ryan. Let's calm down,
I never
buddy.
got that bad.
No, I know.
There were some times, brother. Not that bad, though.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
I mean, you're passionate for the kids.
Exactly.
And you never like to see your kids get screwed.
Yeah,
so.
no doubt.
that part
That's the
right
only
there.
time that it ever was for you, anyways. From my perspective on the sidelines with you was just when the refs were just like, all right, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
Are y'all trying to go home or something? Right.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
And it's a hard game to officiate.
Oh, it is.
It
Basketball's
is, yeah,
fast.
because there's literally so much going on every
so much
play.
going on.
Yep.
And in middle school, they went to cut calls this year, so they only have 2 per game.
Yeah.
So that makes it even more difficult. So there's more calls missed. They do a good job,
Yeah.
but for
Yeah.
the most part.
Absolutely.
But they're going to miss some. And us as coaches, it's our job to stick up for our players
Yeah.
and let them know, hey, you missed that call, and let's move on from it, but make the next one for me.
Coach's job to do that, not parents' job to do that. We saw in the Bayhaven University Academy soccer game this past Tuesday, one of the Bayhaven parents got kicked out because he was cussing at the refs, cussing at the kids out there on the field. So just another PSA, just watch your kids play. No scholarships are getting handed out on the day of the game. Enjoy your kids, represent your kids and your
Absolutely.
family. But again, coaches, I think it's a little different story because you are protecting those kids.
That's
And
right.
I totally get that.
That's right.
Obviously, I'm very sorry about seeing your dad pass, but with that recent passing, clearly he meant the world to you, but clearly he meant so much to this community as well. What a special legacy he left here in Bay County. Can you touch on that just a little bit for those that may not know?
Well, he really wasn't going to get into coaching. I have an older brother who started him out, baseball, and he went out to one of the practices one day and was just kind of like, I think I can do this. And so my dad's a reader. He liked to study. He liked to know, and I always asked him, why do you read so many books? He's like, because I just want to know and don't have to ask anyone. So he really got a deep dive into baseball, and we were a baseball family for the longest time, and so he just kind of got into that, and then we switched to basketball, I think, when I was 14 years old, and he got a coaching job at Panama City Christian. They were 2-19 the year before he came, and 72 kids in that entire high school. And the first year they were 16 and 12, and then the second year we were there. I said, Dad, I've got a lot of trash talk from my teammates that I left Mosley. I mean, I was a starter as a 10th grade on varsity, and so it's not like I was leaving the competition. I just wanted to play for my dad.
Yep.
And so I was like, make sure y'all put them on the schedule. And we beat Mosley twice by 16, beat Rutherford, beat Bay High, beat Chipley and Malone. They're like number 2 and number 7 in the state. So the coach, he was a phenomenal coach. I mean, he rubbed shoulders with Lute Olson, Bobby Knight, like guys like that. He was able to meet them because he was a college coach as well. He was a skill instructor, 2 different coaching at Gulf Coast Community College. And so he's stayed really good friends with a guy named Dan McGovern, and he was a huge footprint in this county. And so him and my dad got together, and then, my dad's always done pastoral work. He did the prison ministry for 15 years, started his own church. Coaching was just something he just kind of did on the side. But he was a phenomenal coach because he had all this information in your mind, and he always said, it doesn't matter, I know how much you know, it's how much can you relate to your players. And so he was easily relatable to the players, his knowledge of words and just being able to break games down instantly. Yep. And say, hey, this is what you got to do to fix it. And he was one of the best coaches I've ever played for, one of the smartest coaches, but just an even better man.
That's awesome.
And so he's coached so many players in this town, and people just have respect for him because he just treated people with kindness. And he was a servant of the Lord. He loved Jesus, and he loved preaching his word. He's a pastor for 20, 30 years. Never took a paycheck for it. He said, no, I own my own business. God called me to preach. Yep. And so not only did he do the sports world, he did the prison, he did the ministry world. And he's met a lot of people. A lot of people have met him. So his footprint is huge. And it's a hard one to fill, but I'm going to do my best to fill it and take on where he left off. And, coach right now, and then maybe one day, who knows where it takes him.
Absolutely. And obviously he's instilled so many of those values in you, because I can see those every day, and which I think is bleeding right through to all your kids as well.
I'd like to add something to that real quick, because back in the day we played softball, and then one year, I used to watch this guy play basketball at PCCS, and we didn't even know each other. I was much younger. Him and Rasheem Woodfall, rock.
Yes.
All right, and those guys stuck out in my mind when we moved back here from St. Pete. Always was and I think I ran into you one day at a bank, like Tyndall Credit Union, and introduced myself to you, and then finally we got to play softball together, and his dad was at every single game, passing along criticism through him, like not like criticizing us, but coaching us.
Yeah.
And this guy helped us out so much, not just obviously with the skills and athleticism, but also we were a young team, and me and my brother, our attitudes would get the best of us all the time. And he really kind of honed that in, reined that in. So he coached us a lot, and then also vicariously, Coach Guidas, through Coach Guidas, helped us out a lot as well. So I didn't have the closest relationship with his dad, but I learned a lot about him by going to the funeral. And man, just the footprint, as you mentioned, is it's a Mufasa type footprint.
I like that Mufasa type footprint. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Huge impact on Bay County and beyond. So very impressive to see that. And like I said, I believe it's coming right through you as well. You've also had a lot of you and your family have had a lot of recent challenges in life. Your dad instilled that relationship with God, Jesus, all that stuff. And how important has that been for you and your family to, kind of keep going with all these tough stuff that you've been dealing with?
It's been hugely important in our life. You go through life and daily things. You just kind of lose focus, or not necessarily lose faith, but you just kind of get into worldly things like, hey, I'll just go ahead and take care of this myself. But there was an accident with my daughter Ava, who was 14 at the time, and an ATV landed on her head and crushed her head and had 5 skull fractures, multiple brain bleeds, and some brain strokes. And we were told that she wouldn't be able to walk, wouldn't know who we were. And the first person I called was my dad, because they wouldn't give us any information over the phone. We just knew that she was taken to the trauma unit. And so we knew it was bad. And the first thing I said, Dad, pray. And he said, okay, what's going on? It was in an accident, ATV accident. So he got on, we just started praying right then. And through the darkest time of our life, we had the most peace in our life. We were in that room, and we prayed over that room. We were in the hospital for 40 days, and we were released on day 41. So if you know anything biblical, the devil tempted Jesus for 40 days, and day 41, the devil fled. You know what I'm saying? So he resurrected for 40 days. On day 41, he went to the heavens. Mm-hmm. So 41 means a lot to us. And day 41, we were released to come back home. And we were told 6 months. And she looked at me after we were leaving the hospital in Pensacola. She said, Dad, they said 3 months. I'll leave in 2 weeks. And I was like, baby, I love your enthusiasm. I said, but we're going to take however long you need to get you healthy again. Yep. They were at Brooks Rehabilitation Center, and they're looking at the papers. They're like, is this the same kid? Because we're looking at this chart, and not only should you be dead 15 times over, you won the lottery 3 weekends in a row. You didn't win it once. You won it 3 weekends in a row. We cannot believe you're this kid. And so God healed, and prayers worked.
Those miracles
this community was so gracious to us, and so much support, financially, prayers, just people being there for us, bringing my family meal trains. Just, I can't say enough about how big the community was in this, but the biggest thing of all was our relationship with Christ, and praying the whole time. And God really healed her, because there's really no reason for her to survive that accident. And she did, and she's thriving right now. She still has some TBI issues, some cognitive things, but walking around, and I got to play catch with her for the first time the other day. She had double vision for the past 6.5, 7 months, and they usually said, hey, at 6 months it's permanent. But we kept praying, kept believing that the double vision will go away. And month 7, she went in. The doctor's like, I believe in 2 weeks she'll be healed. And she said last week, she's like, Dad, my double vision's gone. So we're going to continue to keep praying and keep being grateful for what's happened. Right. I never once prayed for her to play softball again, to play sports again. I just prayed for God to spare her life. Yep. And that we'll be excited for even the hard days, because we knew there was going to be some hard ones coming up. And that there have been some tough days, but you spend 40 days in a hospital. That's a lot of hard sleeping right there. Yeah, and plus our other 6 children had to fend for themselves. Now we have older girls, so it's not like we had infants running around the house. But, but God was with us. God was with her, and he protected her in the darkest hour and sent his angels, and they fought a battle for her, and they won. Yep.
Absolutely. You guys are certainly a testament to the power of the Lord.
So are you. We do have a couple of comments. Barrett says, my man Thomas Guidas is a freaking amazing dude. Great coach, even a better man. Kyle Wright says, somebody at church last night said, we don't necessarily lose faith, but we lose momentum. And sometimes it takes us a while to get it back from the enemy. And Ella Rogers says, amazing testimony.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you sharing all that with us today on the show. Let's pivot to the boys basketball playoff middle school basketball tournament that starts today, like you said, 4 p.m. You guys are the number 7 seed going up against Rutherford, but like you said, you guys can beat any team in this county. What are the keys for you guys to win this game this afternoon?
Well, we have to slow this guy named Aiden. He's a monster. The kid's about 6'3". He's quick. He's athletic. He's a very talented player.
Yeah, he's a game changer for sure.
Yeah, he really is a game changer. They have another young man named Riley, quick guard, can put the ball in the basket. So we got to contain him. And AJ is another quick ball player that we just got to keep these guys out of the paint. And if we can keep Aiden, contain him a little bit, and if our shots are hitting, we definitely have a chance. We're good enough to beat anyone in the county, but we're also small enough to lose to anyone in the county. So,
absolutely.
So we're excited about the opportunity today. We think it's a great opportunity for us to step up and really show everybody what Covenant basketball is about and what we're trying to build. And the good thing about it is my starting lineup's 4 7th graders and 1 6th grader. So my entire starting lineup's coming back next year.
Absolutely. That's good stuff. Besides Rutherford, in your opinion, who's the team to beat in the county?
Mowat obviously is Tony Mixon's got them rolling, but UA is tough right now. Wadsey Jackson's got that team playing very good basketball. They have Elias and Caden that are really good basketball players, and they're tough to deal with. Rutherford has a shot to win it as well. So those 3 teams, and even Bay Haven. I mean, with Kainoa back, he came back from an injury.
Yep.
Kainoa's a handful, and so they played us really well the other night and kind of stomped us pretty good in the second half. It was a 4-point game at halftime, and they ended up beating us close to 20. But there's about I really think there's about 4 teams that could win the county championship, and I think Rutherford, Mowat, UA, and I honestly think Bay Haven's got a really good shot to win. Now, if we're hitting David, we got a shot to win.
There we go. Wadsey's coaching.
Yeah, Wadsey's coaching.
Yeah, bro, I played softball with him too. But I love seeing how the community is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just the people that I played. Because when I played with QP and them, I was they called me youngin. I was fresh out of high school, maybe 18, 19 years old, and seeing just all the people who God put in my life at certain points now are at more prominent levels, I guess you could say. And it's just, man, the kids are lucky. They don't know how blessed they are to have coaches like Ryan Mulvey, like Jay Hendley over there. Dude, we're in a room full of coaches right now. Let's go, dude. I love this.
And I don't want to leave out the reigning county champions, Jinx. Jinx is always tough. They got a good ball club and they're coached well. So
absolutely,
there's about 5 teams I think could win it.
Should be
we're a dark horse.
Christopher Atkinson, Big Chris says Weewaw wants all the smoke. Is Weewaw in that one, or are they in Gulf County?
They're in the Gulf County.
Okay.
Yeah,
so there you go. Maybe we'll have to get a little Gulf Bay County middle school game going on.
That would be fantastic.
I'm sure we can talk to some people to make that happen.
Ain't no doubt.
But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned UA because I obviously I'm a UA parent, but also coach multiple sports there. Just one sport there at UA. But this is for their boys basketball team. This is the first time they've ever been this high of a seed going into the playoffs. I feel like they've definitely overachieved this year, and they got to play Bay Haven right off the jump. Mowat plays Merritt Brown, the 8 seed. Jinx plays the 5 seed Surfside. University Academy, the 3 seed, plays the 6 seed Bay Haven, and then as we mentioned, the 2 seed Rutherford plays you guys, Covenant Christian. And obviously, good luck in the playoffs.
I haven't been checking Hard Rock as much lately, but what are the odds looking like on there? No.
Speaking of Hard Rock, they did just allow you to parlay finishes on the golf side of things. So you could parlay a top 20 finish, top 10 finish, top 5, et cetera, et cetera. So they've added that feature to the golf betting. Should y'all be a golf betting enthusiast,
Some people say, they save so much money by switching their car insurance. I save so much money by deleting that app. So.
I've been feeding families in Boston, Massachusetts for years.
Yeah. It's Hard Rock, the Seminole tribe is like, Jay Hendley, thank you. We love to see your account pop up.
what's the Boston connection for?
That's where they're based out of. No, I'm thinking, never mind.
You're using different
Hold on.
applications.
Yeah, what are you playing?
Hold on.
Because Hard Rock,
No, DraftKings. is
DraftKings.
in
I don't
Boston.
even think we could
I'm
use
sorry.
that here, can we?
you can use the fantasy side
yeah,
of it,
the
and now they
fantasy
have
side.
the pick 6 where you pick for a person to have higher or lower, which I guess is
Okay.
the same thing as prize picks and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So. Yeah, I was about to say, I believe the Seminole Indian tribe is in Florida, not Boston, Massachusetts.
And they migrate, bro. They migrate. You never know.
They do.
Like, hey, we're starting tribe coalitions here.
Yeah, that's the northeast version of the Seminole Indian tribe. I'd be remiss if I did not mention the University Academy girls soccer team. Obviously, I talk about both University Academy teams often. We did earn the #1 seed with a 3-0 victory over Bay Haven this past Tuesday. Shout out to my daughter and Lucy Mulick. for each scoring a goal. And then, of course, Aubrey Davis, who is our absolute superstar. She scored a goal. She's got a bunch on the season. But we do play Tyndall Academy this evening or this afternoon at 4 p.m. at home. Bay plays BPA, Mowat plays North Bay Haven, and Surfside plays Palm Bay. Obviously, we'll face the winner of, if we win, we'll face the winner of Bay Haven and Breakfast Point Academy. Do want to give a shout out to several girls on the team as well who started as 6th graders for the UA girls soccer team. Ryan, Lucy Mulick, Aubrey Davis, Janelle Mueller, Aria Baxton. Since they started playing middle school soccer in 6th grade, and I'm putting this as not a jinx out there in the universe, they have only tied 2 games. They've not lost a single game in those 2, almost 3 full years. Hopefully we'll make it 3 more wins to finish out their middle school career. But also want to give a shout out to Ian Krelling. He is he's the head coach of the team. I assist him. Basically, I'm like the ball guy who goes and makes sure we don't lose any balls.
Dude, it's a lot less stressful though that way.
A lot less stressful for sure. I'm also the speech guy who gives the motivating speech and all. That's always been my wheelhouse. So I appreciate him allowing me the opportunity to be a part of the UA girls soccer team. But I don't know if it's his last year, but with Ryan moving, and it's crazy he kept coaching after his daughter had moved on to high school. Just shows another good person, another good coach here in our community. But I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our American Charlie's Athlete of the Week. That is said daughter of Ian Krelling. That is Emma Krelling. Last Friday, they played Mosley and girls flag football. She had an unbelievable performance with 5 interceptions. So she won our American Charlie's Athlete of the Week. There was no doubt who was going to win that one. She had 5 interceptions playing the middle linebacker position in flag football. Arnold played again this past Tuesday against Rutherford. They've already played him at home. This time they played him on the road. Over there, I think it's called Margaret Champlain Field. And she intercepted another one, ran it back to almost scored a touchdown with 10 yards left to go. Coach S put her in on offense, put her in the corner of the end zone, threw a jump pass to her. She caught the touchdown pass, so she got her first offensive touchdown of the year on varsity, and then came back with the conversion play as well. Also want to mention Sarah Branch. Her mom, Anna, was in the studio with us on Tuesday talking about the first ever girls wrestling competitor to make it to the state finals. They are competing in the state championships today, so good luck to her and all the other girls from Bay County competing in the state championships down there at the Silver Spurs Arena in Kissimmee, Florida. Then I'm going to talk about some other things besides UA sports. Do want to mention... everybody probably already knows this information, but Lou Holtz passed away yesterday at the age of 89. Kind of a quick synopsis of his career. Again, he was born January 6, 1937, passed away yesterday. That's 89 years old. He was an American college football coach and television analyst. He served as the head football coach at the College of William and Mary from 1969 to 1971, North Carolina State from 1972 to 1975, the New York Jets, as most people do, was only there for 1 year in 1976. The University of Arkansas from 77 to 83. University of Minnesota from 84 to 85. And kind of most famously, the University of Notre Dame from 1986 to 1996. Finished out his coaching career at the University of South Carolina from 99 to 2004, compiling a career college head coaching record of 249, 132, and 7. Holtz's 1988 Notre Dame team went 12-0 with a victory in the Fiesta Bowl and was the consensus national champion. Holtz is the only college football coach to lead 6 different programs to bowl games and the only coach to guide 4 different programs to the final top 15 rankings. After retiring from coaching, Holtz worked as a TV college football analyst for CBS Sports in the 90s and ESPN from 2005 until 2015. He was elected to the College Football Hall of Fame back in 2008. Obviously, one of the best coaches we've ever seen there in college football, probably behind your guy, Nick Saban. I would say that that's probably fair.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of coaches ahead. Yeah, Bobby Bowden being when you think of GOATs, you think, I mean, you can make the argument for Bobby Bowden over Nick Saban. I think Nick Saban, just because of the championships, recency all
bias,
of that.
For sure.
But Bobby Bowden, and if I were to choose a coach to play for, because I'm not saying that Nick Saban's not a Christian. I don't know that, but we do know Bobby Bowden was a Christian and a great man of God. And so with that, now, you know, where my head is as a more matured brain male. I'm not saying that it's a mature, just more mature than what it was. I would choose to play for Bobby Bowden over Nick Saban. That's kind of crazy to say, but it's just how I feel. And again, not saying that Nick Saban is or isn't, just from what I've heard from players. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Bowden was a guy who led people to the men, and that's what our real job is. As Christians, our real job is to plant seeds. Period. It's not our job that's all the Lord's handlings, but we're supposed to plant seeds. And so that's, to me, you brought up talent earlier, and talent's a beautiful thing. It's God-given, and I don't think people give God the credit for the talent in which they are given. But you can see right through talent, because if the character ain't there.
Yep. Well, and one thing, the most talented players in all of sports, the first thing they usually do is give all the glory to God.
We're seeing that so much more prevalently. I mean, I can't tell you how excited that gets me. Even when in times in the past when I'm, not living the way that I should be, still just like one of those like, let's go, let's go, because God always wins.
Yes.
Jesus, actually. I mean, God wins, but that's the most important factor of it all. We ain't got no access to the Father without the Son.
That's right.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Sorry.
Very, very
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I can't help it sometimes.
Preach it, David. Preach it.
It's your God-given right to say it, for sure. I just want to touch really quickly. This isn't individual stuff. I already did that on Tuesday. But the average 40-yard dash time for each position was a record-setting year in the combine. Defensive backs and wide receivers were both 4.44 40s. That is the first all-time. Running backs, this is the averages of everybody in the combine at that position group. Running backs were a 4.45, again, first of all time. Linebackers a 4.55. Quarterbacks a 4.60, second all time. That was the only one that wasn't first all time. Tight ends with a 4.63, again, first all time. Defensive linemen a 4.83. That's insane thinking about some of those guys.
That's not the edge rushers. That's the interior.
That's wild.
Ooh, I feel bad for those quarterbacks. But they're getting a little faster too, right? 4.6.
Yeah, 4.6 is pretty.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah,
4.6 is quick.
This one's probably the craziest. Offensive lineman 5.10. That's the first all time in the average 40.
Funny fact, on my college football 26 dynasty, my center, his name's Vernell Toot, and we're like in year 2029, so he's not a real person. His speed's a 98. I'm like, what are we doing here? Why are we wasting this speed?
Yeah. You need to make him, well, I guess the center could never be eligible. Maybe you need to slide
Well, you can do position changes at the end of each year, and like certain of their attributes will turn them into better overall players in certain positions. So we'll see what he turns into next year.
Gotcha.
I always find a way to work some video games in.
That's right. You wouldn't be here if you didn't do that. Some moves recently. Some of these I already talked about on Tuesday. But Detroit traded Knuckles to Houston Texans for a 2026 4th-round pick and a 7th-round pick. Jay, who is Knuckles?
Don't have a clue, Ryan Mulvey. I have no idea.
I'll give you his pair. Sonic was Jameer Gibbs.
That gives me 0. I have no idea.
There's a city. Okay, I love word association with Jay. There's a city of this in Alabama.
And I learned, being the Northeast person that I am, it's not Mont, it's Munt.
Tuskegee.
I'm sorry, Everett, if we hit the peak on that one. I just couldn't contain that one. Montgomery, brother.
Oh, I was close.
David Montgomery.
David Montgomery.
I should have given you like me, Montgomery.
Yeah. Me and the...
He led the league in touchdowns.
Yeah, he did, because Jameer
maybe
Gibbs would always get it next to the goal line, and they'd feed him on the...
I might be confusing him with Jamal Williams, actually. Jamal Williams.
Who also is, I believe, was recently... No, that was a different Cowboys running back. The Jets traded edge rusher Jermaine Johnson to the Tennessee Titans in exchange for defensive tackle... What is it, Montez Sweat?
No, Tavondre
Sweat.
Yeah, he's out of Texas.
Gotcha.
Which I love that, because when Jermaine Johnson, he's out of Florida State. When he was coming out, I was like, I want the Titans to draft him. Like, he was such a dog. Number 11 too is my favorite number. So there was that. But I remember watching him and just being like, that guy is so just... The intensity is there. So I'm happy that we got him.
Man. Yeah, he came from South Carolina and played for us his 5th year, and he really kind of helped Mike Norvell change that around, because I think the next year is when we went 10-3, then 13-0, and then the train wreck.
The years we don't speak of.
Yeah, we only played 3 games last year. The first 3. I'm excited about those first 3 games. I quit watching after that. So.
Yeah, how do you beat the dog mess out of Alabama and look great, the next couple of weeks, and then it's just like the elevator or you're going up on an escalator, and then all of a sudden that thing don't just break, it hits reverse and all the steps just flatten.
It's the Yodeler on The Price is Right. I'm sure Jay remembers that, where he gets to the top, and if you don't get the price right, he just falls right at the edge of the cliff. This one I'm not happy about. The Los Angeles Rams acquired cornerback Trent McDuffie from the Kansas City Chiefs in exchange for 4 draft picks, including the number 29 overall selection in the 2026 draft. So now the Chiefs have 2 first-round draft picks coming up.
That's such an interesting trade to me.
It seems like it's a salary cap trade to me.
But it's still 4 picks, and the Rams are always like, we don't care about drafting. Like we are in win now mode. I think that also points to the sign that Stafford's probably staying because they're going out and getting him.
I would think at least probably 2 more years first.
But the Chiefs are a team who they seem to get rid of players at the right time.
Yep.
So that whole trade will be interesting to see how it plays out over the long run.
Yep, absolutely. He's a wonderful player, that's for sure, and will certainly make that Rams defense even better, unfortunately. I'm glad about this one because I heard some rumors linking this guy to going to the Niners, but the Chicago Bears are trading veteran wide receiver DJ Moore to the Buffalo Bills.
When did that trade happen?
I guess I think it happened yesterday.
Oh man, because there's a guy who buys cards from us. He's a Bears fan, and I sold him a DJ Moore patch card yesterday. It was in the Panthers uniform, but I was like, oh, you're in the
trade. And they trade him to the Bills.
Sorry, buddy.
And I'm okay. DJ Moore in that playoff game anyway, it just kind of seemed like he wasn't. And I don't want to say this.
DJ Moore,
he just doesn't give full effort every time, in my opinion.
That could be true.
And he kind of cost him the game he was supposed to run that deep out route, and he basically did what we yell at our kids for doing, is not cutting it 90 degrees and kind of bent it out, and then the guy just stepped underneath and picked off Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
So if I was a Bears fan, I'd be like, okay. But he's now a Buffalo Bill and maybe a weapon there for
Josh
Josh
released
Allen.
Stephon Diggs, so it's like kind of fills that veteran leader wide receiver there. So, but if you're gonna lead with laziness, then I don't want you on
exactly.
the squad.
Right. That's why when I heard him linked to the Niners, I was like, please no.
Yeah, we've got enough injured receivers as it is.
We already had Brandon Ayuk. We don't need Brandon Ayuk 2.0. Wide receiver Christian Kirk was acquired in a trade from the Jags. He was acquired by the Colts. And then the Indianapolis Colts and quarterback Anthony Richardson have mutually agreed to explore a trade. The Philadelphia Eagles are receiving interest for wide receiver A.J. Brown, but have not yet made a deal. Like you mentioned, Patriots wide receiver Stephon Diggs is expected to be released at the start of the new league year. Giants linebacker Bobby Okereke has been released. Tight end Jonnu Smith from the Steelers is being released. Wide receiver Darnell Mooney for the Falcons is expected to be released. Obviously, the start of the official year has not quite got there yet, but
March 11th.
Yeah, there'll be a few more players released or traded before that the new year officially starts. Jay, you got any crazy stories for us? I know you do because I sent you one.
Jay lets Ryan do his homework for him. It's just like the inside drive back at the other place.
Not a whole lot has changed except the venue and the and the number of times.
We got a better board op now.
I don't know.
No, Everett is crushing it. What you
Let's
mean?
say equally skilled board ops. I like that.
I like that, but I like Everett, man. He's a great guy and keeps me
leveled.
You keep me leveled, my friend.
That was a toss-up.
All right, Jay, I guess we'll keep some banter going in the meantime while you're over there scrolling, trying to find where your story is.
I got it.
All right.
There's a picture. This is the largest specimen of fossilized feces ever found, left by a 9th century Viking. And I'm looking at this thing.
They ate a lot of protein back in the day. Not as much fiber, probably.
This incredible artifact, known as the Lloyd's Bank Coprolite, was discovered in 1972 beneath the streets of York, England, and stands as the most substantial piece of fossilized human waste ever recorded, measuring approximately 20 centimeters long. How long is that?
I don't know, but it's a G unit, though. Lloyd's Banks.
I heard that.
This 9th century specimen offers a rare intimate glimpse into the life of a Viking settler from the ancient kingdom of Jorvik. Beyond its record-breaking size, scientific analysis of the specimen revealed that the individual lived on a diet of meat and pollen-heavy bread, but also suffered from a significant parasitic infection of whipworms and mallworms. Today, this irreplaceable archaeological treasure is preserved at the Jorvik Viking Center, serving as a gritty reminder that while Viking legends are often about gold and glory, their everyday biological realities were much more grounded.
Literally. Guy needed some ivermectin to get rid of them worms.
Could you imagine the plop that came with that thing, son?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they say how old it was? They just said
9th century.
9th century.
So,
Dang.
I mean, you know.
But, you know, it does bring me back to...
Is that
how,
carbon dating or feces dating?
I think it's
Because I think the numbers are different when you do
probably, yeah. Centuries don't line up.
But, you know, before toilets were invented, I think we've talked about this before, you know how we all have bad posture, right? It's because of the toilet.
Yeah.
Because these Viking guys would, you know, or anybody would...
Well, I guess, yeah, were they the only ones to poop?
yeah, like they would just stand and squat, and they would keep their back nice and erect. So, thanks to Kohler...
Why are you shouting
Oh,
out?
now.
toilets.
We have nothing against Kohler here on the Inside Drive podcast. Jay
That's
must.
the only toilet out there, right?
No, there's tons of
There's
brands.
tons of toilets.
There's,
Toilet, by the way.
no, I like turlet.
It's turlet.
The turlet. Look at that swirl, boy. That swirl in the toilet. And when you go over there to Australia, it swirls the
Didn't we talk
opposite
about
way.
Vikings last week, too?
Ah.
I believe he said something about Vikings because of the skull chant.
Oh, maybe so.
Do you remember that?
The what?
I know you don't.
No.
Jay-
I swear we had a brief conversation about Vikings last week because he was talking about the skull chant, Viking chant. All right, this one's not crazy. I just thought it was another good story that I came across. Has to do with what's going on right now in the world. With that being said, God, please protect all our men and women in the military as they a lot of people locally are being deployed as we speak. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers. After her F-15 Strike Eagle was mistakenly shot down in a friendly fire incident, female U.S. Air Force pilot ejected safely and descended into Kuwait. Uncertain of what awaited her on the ground, she landed in unfamiliar terrain. What happened next is what the world should remember. Video captured by bystanders shows Kuwaiti locals rushing towards her, not with anger, not with hostility, but with concern. A man can be heard repeatedly asking if she was okay, if she needed help. His voice carried urgency, but also compassion. Then in a moment that has resonated across social media, he thanked her for helping them. In the middle of conflicts, politics, and international tension, ordinary people choose kindness. At the time when narratives often paint entire religions or cultures with a broad brush, this moment stands as a powerful reminder: goodness is not confined to nationality, race, or faith. Compassion does not carry a passport. Kuwait is a Muslim-majority nation. The men who rushed to help that American pilot were Muslims. And in that moment, what defined them was not religion or geopolitics, it was humanity. They saw a person in need and responded. History is filled with headlines about division, extremism, and violence, but far more common and far less reported are everyday acts of decency, neighbors helping neighbors, strangers protecting strangers, human beings recognizing shared vulnerability. The image of the pilot descending from the sky and being met with not with hostility but reassurance tells a deeper story. Beneath the noise of conflict, most people simply want peace, safety, and dignity for all. Kindness is universal. It transcends borders. It speaks every language. And sometimes in the most unexpected places, it shines the brightest. Just thought was another good positive story.
Yeah, man, absolutely positive, and it kind of just it makes me think here. I know, look, I'm an American first, just like all of us. Pray for God's will to be done here, and the people of Pakistan, of Iran, pray for the people, man, because on both sides, on either sides, because we don't know what it's like here to be bombarded. Those first four letters of bombarded, very important there. Yeah. With war. Like we had a kind of a close with Hurricane Michael. It kind of felt like somewhat probably hopefully the closest that we ever get to a war zone, and the people of those countries dealing with that. Just thoughts
every
and
day,
prayers with them
every
as
day.
well.
Yep, we have no idea what it's like. I mean, obviously our military men and women do.
Yes, they and again, I'm not saying don't pray for it, don't change your prayers up. Just maybe add in God's will to be done, and for the people, because it's blows my mind.
This is we'll do one more and then we'll talk about some of the stuff coming up this afternoon and tomorrow night. This was a story that came out yesterday in the early round game of the Sun Belt Women's Basketball Tournament. South Alabama and Coastal Carolina, they got into a brawl, hurts refs, and I believe 6 players were suspended as well. Yep. Shawnee Clear is making a not a positive impact there. Our university had to kind of do some cleanup stuff for this morning on their social media pages.
There was less than 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter when South Alabama's Cordesia Harris and Houston began fighting under the basket. Harris appeared to bump Houston slightly from behind before Houston turned around and began pushing and swinging at Harris, who pushed back. 2 referees, multiple teammates, and staff members quickly worked to separate the women, and referee Marla Gearhar was knocked to the floor in the melee. Is it melee?
Melee, yeah.
Melee. Gearhar
You can say melee if you want to.
Yeah.
I prefer when you just say what you think it is so I can comment about it rather than you asking me how to say it.
Gearhar appeared to be hit in the head or neck area by Houston as the referee was attempting to push her away from Harris. Gearhar remained on the floor and on her back while order was restored, and multiple staff members and a medical professional ran onto the court to attend to her. A sheriff's deputy also came onto the court after the fight ended. She was evaluated by medical personnel at the arena and was released. Houston and Harris were both given technical fouls and ejected, along with 6 other players who participated in the fight. While South Alabama Athletic Director Joel Erdman did not condone the Jaguars players' involvement in the altercation, he quibbled with aspects of the officials' rulings. The incident that took place in Wednesday's game is extremely unfortunate and unacceptable. However, after an extensive internal review, I do not believe the actions of all 3 of our student athletes rose to the level of being classified as fighting as defined by the NCAA rulebook. The judgment has negatively impacted the tournament experience of our suspended student athletes and stripped them of limited opportunities to compete in the postseason, Erdman added. There you go.
Yeah, that's it. I know Coastal Carolina put in an official statement from their athletic department that it doesn't represent what Coastal Carolina is all about and all that good stuff. I'm excited for the men's basketball team. They're the number 3 seed in the Sun Belt Conference tournament and automatically go to the I believe it's the semifinals in that. A lot of buys early on, and all the other conference tournaments some of them are underway as we speak, and a lot of the rest of them get underway next week. So we're on the cusp of March Madness. It is March, but the madness really doesn't begin until later in this month. So looking forward to following along the NCAA men's and women's college basketball tournaments. I do want to talk about some of the upcoming stuff going on here in Bake. A lot of opportunities to go watch some great baseball this evening. Mariana and Rutherford at Rutherford. That is at 6 p.m. Arnold and Bay, little rivalry matchup there. It'll be at Bay High. Arnold 6-3, Bay 4-3. And then Cottondale will be traveling to 7-2 Bozeman. And then Holmes County will be traveling to Mosley. So if you're looking to go watch some great high school baseball, this evening is jam-packed. You can go pretty much anywhere and they'll have a baseball game. Tomorrow we've got softball. You've got Bozeman, who's 7-0. They're taking on Wicksburg. I have no idea where that is. Mosley and Walton will play. Mosley's 1-5. Walton is 0-4. Another one in softball. North Bay Haven and Pace, both teams undefeated so far. That'll be at Pace tomorrow at 1 p.m. It must be like a tournament. Bishop Kenny will be traveling to 3-1 Arnold. Bozeman in softball. Well, yeah, there must be a tournament.
Yeah, I
going
would
on.
imagine it's like a spring break type tournament. For some reason, when I think Wicksburg, I think Virginia. But we'll find out.
yeah, it could be. But I believe, what is it, Wicksburg? Anyway, so if there's a tournament going on, but spring break doesn't start until next week.
I don't know.
Rutherford versus Wakulla Christian School. Bay versus Poplar Springs. That is, again, varsity softball. On the baseball side, you got Rutherford at North Bay Haven. Mosley at Rutherford in girls flag football. This would be another local one here. I wonder if that's at Tommy Oliver or at the Rutherford
Wicksburg's in Alabama, by the way.
There you go. Then that makes perfect sense. Bozeman at Arnold tomorrow in varsity baseball as well. So you really got a lot of opportunities tonight and tomorrow night to see some great local action. And then, of course, Coach Guidas, good luck this afternoon with your first-round playoff game with the boys. Certainly we'll be paying attention. I appreciate you coming on today. Before we get out of here, you got to talk about two more of my sponsors because I missed Panhandle Credit Union and we didn't take a break today, and I didn't think we would.
Yeah, I think breaks are going to be non-existent on Thursday.
Can I give a shout out to Avery Obert? She's the pitcher for Bozeman. I think she's a freshman this year.
Awesome.
She is going to be one of the best pitchers to come out of Bay County. She is a phenomenal.
And we've had some seriously good pitchers.
Yeah, she can change up speed. She can locate. She played travel ball for me for a few years, but she goes to Lee Moss over there and has learned to pitch. But that young lady works. So awesome. Avery Obert will be one of the best pitchers to come out of this circle in Bay County.
And he knows talent because how early on were you telling me about Kaylee Goodpaster?
A long time ago.
2 years before she signed for Florida State, he was like, keep your eye on this
she was
girl.
in 6th grade. My daughter's in 8th grade. They said, there's a 6th grade girl who can play ball. I said, well, let me go to practice. That girl's legit. Like, that girl can play ball. Like, I didn't think no 6th grader was going to be better than a 9th grader, but came on, babe, she's better than you.
Another good reason why we should go out and watch these local high school teams play ball, because you may not know where these players will end up in the future. And you'll be like, I remember when she played for North Bay Haven or Bozeman or Arnold or whatever it is. And to see them go on to the next level is just pretty cool when they come from your community.
Like Eli Blair and Cooper Moss down there in Florida.
How did you do on his first start?
I didn't see the statistics. I just know that he got into that he pitched. So that's pretty awesome. We can look it up while you're talking about your sponsors.
Playing the Super Bowl, Witherspoon and
Robinson. Yeah.
I mean, we two football players.
Let's go, putting Panama City on the map, baby.
Right, and we got talent here.
Those Florida State defensive players have been very successful in the next level for sure. All right, real quick before we get out of here, Panhandle Credit Union, quality relationships are what they are all about. Whether it's donating to a community event, sponsoring your child's sports team, they are here in the community to help us out. Check out all of their great banking products, loans, savings accounts, checking accounts, mortgages, whatever your banking needs are, Panhandle Credit Union can handle it. Visit any branch location or head online to panhandlecu.org. Also, congratulations to one of their employees, Jacob Willard. He was at the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce Awards dinner the other night, and he won the Young Professional of the Year. So congratulations to him. And of course, not just because they're a sponsor, but my favorite restaurant here in Panama City Beach, Panama City, and Bay County, Firefly. If you're looking for an unforgettable dining experience on Florida's Gulf Coast, Firefly in Panama City Beach, Florida is where it's at. It meets casual elegance, meets world-class cuisine. Whether you're celebrating a special night out or just want phenomenal food with a seaside vibe, Firefly delivers. From an award-winning fresh Gulf seafood and perfectly seared steaks and a world-class sushi bar with signature cocktails, every dish is crafted with passion and flair. Step inside and you'll find an atmosphere that's warm, welcoming, and refined, ideal for date nights, celebrations, or simply savoring an evening with friends. With an ever-evolving menu, dedicated service staff, Firefly is more than dinner. It's an experience. Make your reservations today and taste why Firefly is one of the top dining destinations in all of Northwest Florida. Visit their menu online, enjoy local coastal favorites, and become part of the tradition. Firefly, located in the shops of Edgewater, next to all my other sponsors. Book now at fireflypcb.com and dine with distinction. Gentlemen, again, Thomas, I appreciate you coming on. Good luck for the rest of the season. I appreciate everything you do for this community.
Thank you for having me.
Go ahead, David.
Eli Blair, 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts. Let's go.
Nice. David, appreciate you coming on. You're good next Thursday?
Absolutely.
You're not, right?
Right.
All right, well, tell everybody what you do again one more time.
Well, I teach golf at Bay Point, number 1.
And number 2.
Number 2, if you want some entertainment and play some golf and do an
Soon
event.
to be MC'd by David Hayes.
There you
Ryan
go.
Mulvey. Ryan Mulvey, the duo.
Now,
Talk about
you can
adding
be on
value. Adding value right
There
there.
you go.
What we got to figure out what our service cost is for that.
Yeah, we do.
It's
We
going to
gotta-
be pretty high.
One more thing.
A little shy of $1 million.
One more thing, too. Keep this man in your prayers. I've been
Amen.
following his story, and the strength that him and his wife and his family have showed have just inspired us. They kept up with Ava, and we've been keeping up with him, and it just, for this man to be sitting here right now, I mean, you look great, dude.
Feel
You
good.
look great.
And
You look great.
sounds so good, dog.
God
Yes.
is good.
Yeah.
God is good, right? All the time.
All the
And
time.
that's,
All the
that's
time.
kind of
God
same
is
thing.
good.
We've leaned into that pretty hard because obviously, and what you said earlier about Bay County being such an amazing community, I cannot thank Bay County enough. And I would hope one day that I can give back to Bay County what Bay County has given to me. So I appreciate you saying that.
Of course.
And continue prayers for
Y'all
you.
remember Billy May?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's my
his
cousin.
grandson, Emma, is having some good reports with his cancer as well. So we're having some good reports, man. Keep praying, keep believing in God. He works miracles. He's a
He
miracle
does.
worker.
I mean,
He's
your
a
daughter
chain
is a
breaker, too.
testament to the miracles
sir.
that God can work.
That's
So
right.
yeah, keep praying. David,
right.
leave us with a verse.
Oh, man.
How about the one on your shirt?
Well, yeah, this is Matthew 24. Those who endure to the end will be saved. It's all about your faith, belief, man. Believe in
right.
Jesus. That's what it says, because
All
Ephesians
in.
2:8-9 says, "For by grace are you saved, not of works." It's a gift of God, so that no man can boast, to paraphrase that. So there you go.
That's good.
There you go.
We
Appreciate
used
y'all
multiple
tuning in
verses,
on
and that's
Facebook.
Bible
If you
study.
watched on YouTube, we appreciate that very much. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, follow, all those wonderful things. And of course, this is the full edited version will be posted on all of our podcast channels. That is Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Audible, whatever else is out there. The Inside Drive is on it. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Good luck to all the local middle school teams competing in the playoffs this afternoon. And y'all have a great, beautiful weekend. It's going to be warm. Get out there and play some golf. Go see Jay on the golf course. Y'all take care. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Jesus loves you, so do we.
Love it.